welcome to the scene and welcome to our second season. And what episode is this? Us?
Fun
episode!
Hey.
That was really good. Yes, this actually is our fun episode. So for this season, we actually have new topics and we have new guests with us. So I'm your host, Mia, and with me today we have Michael, our special guest singer and actress, Samantha Becker.
Hi.
Chelsea, and Alex. So for our first topic, even though this is our fun episode, we are going to start off with maybe a not so fun topic, which is natural disasters. And are we over prepared for them, or are we under prepared for them, or how they actually really do affect us? So we can start our timer. Okay. So I mean, my personal take on natural disasters and how we prepare for them, I feel like in a way we're prepared for them, because I feel like but they kind of make everything like a big deal. I feel like every time we have any type of storm, anything that happens, they make a big deal about it. They shut schools down, they do all this stuff, and then it might be something as little as like rain, and we didn't have to shut down. I mean, I don't know if I can actually say that maybe we prepared too much for Sandy, because that extremely affected a lot of people. But I think even when we had, 2 years ago when we had the storm, was it Irene? Was that the one we had over the summer?
Yeah.
I feel like even with that one, like I know in South Jersey we didn't get hit that bad with it. I don't know about.
I got it.
Did you?
Yeah.
Because you're not even that far. I mean, we didn't. It wasn't that bad. And I know that we prepared. I remember my mom had got these oil candle things, and we did all this stuff, had all this food, all this canned stuff, and then it was wind and it was over.
Well, I was out of power for about 4 days.
Really?
No power, no nothing. Yeah.
Wow.
Just went to the store, just bought food, all gone. Did not prepare.
I was about to say that, but how did you prepare for it?
I didn't. I got cans of tuna and Vienna sausage. Delicious, really.
Because you didn't think it was going to hit that bad,
I
did
didn't.
you?
How many of these things have we sat through where, it's the end of the world, it's the end of times, and then nothing. So I, like a fool, assumed that it would be like that again, and then it hits. It's that thing, it's that saying, I don't know how to go, it's better to have a gun and not need one than to need one and not have it.
I agree.
So maybe it's better to err on the side of safety and joy.
Well, I think that makes a good point, but I think that actually proves what I'm about to make. I think we are prepared enough, but I think it's our response to it that's different. I think we can be completely prepared, but I think what happens and when we err is when we don't have enough of a response to it. Now, I know that the superstorm, it's January now, the superstorm happened last year, but there were towns, Samantha, you're from Long Island, there were towns that they were told to evacuate. They didn't evacuate. Had they done so, they would have been prepared, but it's the response, I think, that lacks. I think it's sometimes the people's response that impedes, preparedness. So.
I think I was about to say, oh wait, no, Samantha has something to say. I was about to say it, but I already said words. So go ahead. You can.
I think I understand you don't want to leave your home, but I feel like if you're told to evacuate, keep the people, the rescue squad safe. Don't make them come out. And I feel like you can never be too overly prepared for a storm. We lost power for 2 days, but we bought flashlights, we had extra food, we had extra water, and after that we had so much left over. My neighbor had a friend that lost everything. We gave all of our food and everything else. I feel like it's not bad to be overly prepared.
I mean, it's
Especially not now. I mean, it's so weird because, 5 years ago, the idea of hitting a hurricane on the Northeast sounds crazy.
First off, a hurricane, an earthquake.
I know what I'm saying. Does anybody remember that earthquake?
Yeah,
years
they
ago?
made a Facebook page about it that says, and I actually liked it, where it says I'm a survivor of the August, whatever it was, earthquake, and I
didn't even feel that either.
You missed out on the experience. I did. I actually shook. It did. I was in my kitchen. I actually thought that my dad was because my dad will come home and he'll bang on the screen door. So I was in the kitchen. I'm just in the kitchen and I'm making waffles. And I heard this banging, and I was like, it's early in the day, what is he doing home? But it kept going, and I was like, why is he banging? I'm about to come to the door. But then I heard it at another door. So I'm like, okay, he can't be banging at both doors. And then, you know how in movies, when there's always like an earthquake and something falls off the table?
Yeah.
That's like what happened. And I was just like, and then I just like, was like, I'm like, oh my God, is this an earthquake? And I looked over at my mom and she's just like blankly looking at me. And I'm like, oh my God, this is happening. We're dying now. And then it was over.
Yeah, I went to sleep. I got to work. And also something was wrong. I was like, what's going on? I looked at my TV and it was swaying back and forth. I was like, going, what is, I was half asleep. So I'm going, what is that about? And I tried to go back and then it started to rumble.
You were driving?
And it's like,
Yeah, me and my mom were
and I was thinking like, if it was a real, I mean, that was a minor one. If that was a real deal, I would have no clue whatsoever what to do.
And that's because we're not used to it. I mean, I know a lot of people from California, when I was talking to them, they were like, oh, I don't understand what the big deal is. We get them all the time. And I'm like, but we don't.
Right.
And that's the big deal, is that we don't get them that often. You might be used to them, but we're not. So, of course, we're going to panic, even just like with snow. You know, places out like in the Midwest, yeah, they get snow a lot, but we don't get really bad snow. I mean, I still think that people don't have to drive as bad as they do when it does snow, but we're just not used to, even South Jersey, even compared to like North Jersey, it's different.
Right.
But I mean, I don't think you can be over prepared for a disaster, but I do think that I feel like media kind of pushes it. I feel like it's like a marketing tactic where it's like, oh my gosh, get stuff, and then you buy all this food and you buy all this stuff and you don't really need it.
Well, I was about to say that because the definition of a terrorist group is someone who makes you change the way you behave through fear. What does CNN, Fox News, and MSNBC do during every storm? It's literally though, but no, literally, all they do is, it's coming, and you're all gonna die. Everyone's gonna come. Like, it's like hide your dogs, hide your pets, nail everything down, because if you don't, you're gonna drown. And what covers the Sandy? That's all it was. Even no matter how inland you were, it was literally, you're gone. Awesome timer.
I love that comparison. That was I didn't know where you were going. I'm like, where's this going? I'm like, this is.
But I tied it though, didn't I?
I am, and I'm proud of you for doing that. So, for our next topic, which is, you know, we're kind of switching it because it's not anywhere tied in. It's different. Is music influence on society? And I know I don't want to start off. It's just, it can go either way. Just music's influence on society. So you guys can now think about that. We can set our timer. So I heard Chelsea, would you like to?
Well, one of the things I'm interested to hear what you have to say. I know
You can't do that yet.
I know, but it's kind of I think it could have a music is so. I'll start off by saying music is very powerful. You know, at the end of the '60s, music helped. I believe music had a lot to do with getting us out of the Vietnam conflict. It had a lot, at least, you know, bringing awareness. It has the power to change people and influence people. Unfortunately, I think that anymore it's having a negative effect for the most part. Because I think 7, maybe 8 out of the 10 times, if you ask a young person who they look up to, a lot of times they say they name people. I'll just throw a name out like Nicki Minaj.
Please do it.
You know, why is Michelle Obama not your role model?
Well,
Condoleezza Rice or someone like that. Why is someone? You know, it's just it seems like, you know, it's with the sex and with the the cursing and with it's such an unwholesome. These teenagers and young people have such unwholesome ideas of what beauty and what should be. It should be people that represent strength and intelligence, and I think a lot of times with the message in music, it's not.
Well, because it's not written by the artist anymore. Like, I can guarantee Nicki Minaj's image is not what she thought she was going to do.
I mean, I'm sure it's not, but I feel like she sold out to that though. Like,
well, but if you
don't.
think about it, I'm sorry, I'm going to cut you off. If you think
No,
about
go
it, if
ahead.
someone drives up to you and says, all right, Mia, here's a $5 million.
Okay.
Right here. And
All right.
but to do it, you need to go out there and shake your pom-poms.
It depends. With
Could-
my pom pom, if I'm shaking it, like how much clothes do I have on? Like, am I shaking?
Exactly, yeah.
Like, what am I
Yeah.
doing? Like, if you give me $5 million, like, and by all means, I would prefer that. I should play the lottery. But I mean, yes. I mean, if you gave me $5 million, I would do a lot of things for that. But I don't want to be like, okay, well, it's $5 million, so I'm going to bend over and pop it open and touch my toes.
Exactly.
No, I really don't. I mean,
probably gets 10
yeah,
for that.
she probably, I mean, and I know that her image now is probably not something that she wanted to do coming in, but I feel like she has enough control now that now she can change her image. She does not have to be this, because a lot of little girls do look up to her.
Yeah.
And I mean, it ranges from 5 and up. And I mean, and it's scary because I'm thinking like, I'm walking around with these children who look, and then when you actually listen to the lyrics, the songs, I'm like, oh my God, they should not be listening to this. And the worst part is that with music, it can be used for good. I mean, it's a lot of, especially artists when they do like community stuff and they have community concerts and do all that stuff, and I think that's great. But I think that the negative kind of outweighs that. So, in conclusion, for your $5 million, I'd have to say no, sir. If do you want me to have I will wear an outfit. I'll wear like a not tube top, but I'll wear like a spaghetti strap or a bathing suit top, and I'll wear like a short skirt, sure. But am I gonna still bend over for it? No.
No,
but I'll dance for you for the $5 million. I'm for
but-
that.
No, you're not gonna.
No,
Right.
but
But I'm not
she's
gonna
fine.
exploit myself.
And I probably wouldn't either. But the whole problem is
You wouldn't do
once
it for the $5 million?
I don't have any pop poms to shake, so it's Harry Veal. Trust me, it wouldn't be any.
Well, Alex
wouldn't be
said he
no,
would.
No one would pay me. Alex, Alex would do it for a quarter. No, just kidding. But no, but anyway, no. Once, because I think she's in the trap that a lot of artists are in, because she's now stuck in an image that was not her own, but now it's selling. So now if you change it, she's probably not gonna sell many records. Or whatever.
Right, it's not just.
Yeah,
it's
'cause
not
I
just.
think
No,
it's
it's
a lot of
not
stuff.
just her. I mean, it's easy to target her,
Yeah.
but it's not just her.
But the other thing about music and influence is it's almost circular. It's like chicken and the egg. I think sometimes music isn't so much manipulating or influencing people as much as it's a reflection on what society is at that time. Sometimes, you listen to hardcore gangster rap, it's like that was going on before they started actually singing about it. They're singing about it because it's going on.
But then it brings awareness
that's
to
a
other
good point,
people, and now other people are like, oh, this is cool now. Like, oh, I want to be a part of this. Like, this life is like, you know what I mean? Like, you can, and that's how I feel about like with censorship. Like, I think that they should censor a lot of stuff. I know how you feel about things like that, but I feel like they should, because just because it's happening does not mean you should glorify it.
Exactly.
But that's what happens anytime you put something on television. I think people have this thing that once they see it on the screen, it becomes something more to them than if they saw it on the street corner.
It does.
But however,
But it doesn't have to be.
Yeah,
And that's what
yeah.
we're saying.
this
That's
is an
what-
old argument, but I'm going to side with Alex here for a second though, because to me, what both of you are saying is good points. But when it comes to music or television, whatever, change the channel. That's all you got to do. It's really just click.
No,
Yeah, but
that's
not
not
with children
And
now.
I'm not for censorship, so I'm not.
Well,
I'm
Honestly,
not for censorship.
I do. I feel like it should be like music, like certain music should be on a channel that's like 18 and up. Like I do feel that way. But
Well,
I
that's
mean,
fine. I mean,
but
that's
I'm
like
saying,
radar movie.
but
Yeah.
do you think a 15-year-old is going to see something on TV and be like, oh, I shouldn't be watching this?
No, that's what
No,
parents
but
are
that's
for.
what the
Yeah, but what if
parents
the
don't
parents?
and-
But it's not. You can't always put everything on
That's
the parents.
No, you
that's-
can't.
Yes, you
Yeah.
can.
You can't.
No,
do
you
that.
can't.
No, to a degree-
That's
no,
not-
wait,
it's-
wait,
no,
to-
you can't always put everything
What if that
on your
parents
parents.
My parents, I was raised by a single mom. My mom, I never saw my mom. I saw Terminator, which was a movie when I was 5. I never got up. I never shot somebody. I've never beaten anybody up. I am not psychotic, despite what people might
What
think right now.
about no? But what about someone who listens to someone? That's taking something and making it the complete, the complete end of the spectrum. No, you're not. You weren't affected by. You were watching violent things, but you weren't. You didn't choose to be a violent person. Now, what about someone who's a 12-year-old girl and she listens to Lady Gaga, or she sees Britney shake her butt, and so she starts wearing loads of makeup and push-up bras, and she's 12 years old.
But here's the
You're
thing.
right, and it does happen that way. And unfortunately, I know that our timer didn't go off very loudly. Our timer did go off.
Did it really?
Yeah, it did. I know. That's 6 minutes. I know. Let our timer control person know that they didn't do a good job with our timer today. So, but that's 6 minutes. But that could have been the whole that could have been the whole show for that topic. But so actually for our last segment, because we didn't get to get you in for that last one, but that's all right though. So we are now going to actually speak with Samantha. So you can actually introduce yourself to us and let us know a little bit more about yourself.
Well, I am 16. I'm from Long Island, New York. I'm a singer and an actress. I love to sing country music and pop. So, because we were just talking about music. So, yeah. I'm in my junior year of high school.
Yay!
So
Okay, I was about to say, can you let us know a little bit about like your background, some of the stuff you sing, you act. Let us know about some of the stuff that you've actually done, some of the fun and exciting things, which
well,
I'm sure is everything.
I have a song out on iTunes
Okay.
called "You Take Me Away." I did my first independent film when I was 7. That was really fun because it was in the city and it was my first time on a subway. And I fell over, and it was really funny.
You fell?
I didn't know how to stay on the subway, so I was like,
And I'm
it moved,
laughing.
and I was like,
I know. When
like,
Chelsea's cracking up.
okay. I laughed too.
When Chelsea laughed, I was like, oh no, this must have been like a fall. I thought you meant like, and it was great, and you're like, I fell. So you were like standing up. And,
No, I was like going to sit, and I was like, I didn't really know what to do. Like, the train's one thing, but the subway, it's just like, whew.
And you actually
So,
fell.
like, I fell, and I was like, and they were taping, they're like, okay, cut. I was like, yeah, please.
you ruined the whole cut because of your fall.
Yeah, I know.
Did you get stunt pay for it at least?
No.
Just say you're
People
a method
were like,
actor.
oh my
You're a
gosh, are you
method
okay?
actor.
I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm fine. Like, I laughed it off. Like, I learned when you fall, just laugh it off, because my aunt falls all the time. So it's
Oh,
just,
okay.
Yeah, I learned that from her. But, yeah, and I did one where, it was actually, this one was sad. It was like the parents were fighting, and the dad, like, caught the mom, or the mom caught the dad cheating, and she tried to shoot the girlfriend, and I was in the closet. And I was 9 when I was watching this, so like, I was shot, and like, then I was like sitting there, like, I had to pretend to be dead. And I watched it after that, and I sat there, and I like cried, like,
So
I was
it's
just
dramatic.
like,
So you
I was
had a
shaking.
dramatic role.
And then I had another one where I was an angel, and like, I went to this guy before he died, and I took him back through his childhood, and then like, I laid him to rest.
Oh, how old
and
were
I
you for
shut
this one?
his eyes. I was 9 for that one,
Oh,
I
that's a
believe,
serious
too, yeah.
role for a 9. Okay.
And then I got my freshman year of high school. I got the second biggest lead in Seussical. I was JoJo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you actually do a lot of So I mean, I know that you do both singing and acting. Is there?
And I have a concert actually Saturday, Christmas concert I'm singing at, so I'm excited.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Which one actually do you prefer more? Do you have like a preference between acting and singing?
If, let's say, things were to go to the next level and I were to become big, I'd want my singing first and then work on my acting later. That's just what I would prefer.
Do you have a favorite actor / singer?
Actually, my favorite actress, I don't know why, I've always loved her. Wait, what's her name? No, I'm kidding. I was like, wait, what?
My favorite.
My favorite actress. I don't
Well,
remember who she
whoever's
is.
name that comes out your mouth should be offended now. Like, you're like, my favorite actress.
I'm sorry, I'm just like drawing a blank here. Julia Roberts, I don't know, I've always loved her. Like, I've always loved her work. And my first favorite singer, Shania Twain and Taylor Swift, just like, I used to run around the house when I was 3 years old screaming, man, I feel like a woman.
Okay.
Yeah, my mom was like, I don't know why, but that was like your first like favorite song. So I've always loved Shania, so, and Taylor Swift, so they're like both country pop kinda, so I love that kind of music too. I've been listening to it for like ever, so it's just, yeah, it's my favorite kind of music. And
Okay, so
Yeah.
what actually, how did you actually get introduced into music?
well, you know, like, I just kind of said to my dad one day, I was like, you know, I want to go on auditions, I want to act, I want to sing. He's like, okay. So he just kind of, like, went on Craigslist and, like, the casting sites, and, like, we started going on auditions. First, I started with acting, actually, and then I released my first single when I was 10, called, oh, jeez. It was, like, 6 years ago. I'm
It's okay,
trying.
now, it's okay, now Julie Ross, he can't be mad anymore.
Because I can't even remember the name of the first single. Oh, jeez. Oh, Wake Up. That's what it was. I was like so
I know,
little.
'cause
Like
you're so much older
I
now
listened
than
to
it's
it.
been so long
I
ago.
listened to it and I'm like, I sound like I'm 4. Like, I'm like, oh my gosh. And then like I listen to myself now and I'm like, wow, my voice has changed. You know.
It just means
It's
you've
so
grown.
weird. Yeah.
You know,
it
as
means-
a
yeah. My mom says that to me all the time. She's like,
Yeah.
you're so little. I'm like, yeah. But.
I mean, we were talking about voices just before the show. We were talking about how actually hearing your own voice and how
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
always seems sound
Yeah.
like it's like, why do I sound like that?
Yeah.
I mean, do you still feel that way? Like, I mean, I guess
Yeah,
not.
like I always think like talking wise, I
I was
think
about
I
to
would
say,
sound
yeah,
That's
weird.
what we were talking
Yeah, we were talking about like talking. We hate our voice like when you record it. It's like why does everybody else's
I
voice
sound
sounds
so
normal,
weird on recordings.
but then
yeah.
everybody else's voice sounds.
Actually, you know what, Samantha? You know when we were talking about the, music and its influence on society, we were discussing that.
Yeah.
You said one of the reasons you like country
Is
is
because
because
it's
very
pure.
and
Yeah.
I thought that was great. What's one of the things you like about country? Is it that it's
I just like the message that
Yeah.
it sends. Like I just feel like it's more about like love and like family.
There you go.
Kind
There's-
of.
I think that's great. That
So what if I offered you $5 million and I said, hey Samantha, you can keep on, most of your clothes. I just need you to have pasties. I know your dad's here, so I'll whisper. So if you had pasties on.
I don't know what that
to
is
sex
actually.
up your image, and if we offered you $5 million to sex up your image, change your music, and completely be someone you're
And
not,
wear a blonde wig.
and wear a blonde wig, what would you do? Would you?
I would honestly, I would tell you to keep it because I don't like that.
There you go.
I don't like to be fake. So like, no offense to people who.
No offense to big people, but
Like, you would rather, yeah.
No, but I'd rather like if I'm gonna do my music, I'd rather do it my way.
Yes.
So.
I mean, I know it's hard. Do you do all your music? And I know a lot of artists, like
I
when they
write-
actually get like signed and stuff, a lot of times they do have to do,
I
have another image they don't want.
I write some of my own music. I'm trying to get one of the songs I wrote on iTunes. I'm re-recording it because like I went through a bad friendship and like it was really emotional because I was best friends with this person since I was like 8, and so
Oh, it's okay. You can finish your sentence. It's
we
alright.
were like so then like we stopped being friends and it was really emotional. So I just wrote a song about
Aw.
it and I just like recorded it and I don't think she I
You
think
are
she
like
was kind of
Taylor
mad.
No, I know. Oh my God, Taylor Swift wants to write about every experience ever. I'm sure you're not. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, okay, you broke up with someone again.
Yeah.
That's
Again.
fine.
That's what my
okay.
dad says all the time. He's like, she's always breaking up. Like,
It is, and then we're never ever gonna get back together.
Yeah.
Like, okay. I mean, I write stuff when I get upset about things too. I'm not gonna share those things what I write, but I mean, I really, I appreciate you actually coming out. That is actually our episode. But can you actually let everyone know where they can actually reach you at, where they can look at your music at? You can tell them.
yeah, you can see my music on Facebook at Samantha Becker Music, or on my Twitter. I need more followers. At Sam Becker03, or you could get my song on iTunes. So yeah, have a nice. Oh wait, the holidays are
Day.
over.
You have a nice day.
Have a nice day. Yeah.
So thank you for watching the scene, and we will see you next week.
Bye.
I loved all of that.